the quarter-final in the Visitors Challenge Cup between Molesey Boat Club and Thames Rowing Club on the Berkshire Station and University of London on the Buck Station.
It's a top boat from UL here on the right-hand side of the screen in their purple colour, very recognisable on the tideway. Very good start there from the UL crew, coached by Philip Gray.
Yeah, moved away really nicely along the island. Coxley Sports, of course, you sometimes get a few steering issues, but these two are absolutely perfectly going down the stations.
Yeah, off the blocks like an arrow there, nice and dead straight, which is always what you want to do, and tricky in a Cox Sport because you are matching up two people on two different sides, and it's very easy for one person to get a bit carried away and send a bit too much power, which knocks the boat off course. But UL look to be the ones taking their lead here. Oh, a bit of a close call here actually. Those blades are getting quite close, and that's Molesey and Thames getting warned to go back to their station on the right-hand side of the picture.
Well, it looks like we said they got nice clean lines off the start. They got into this middle section of the course after the barrier where the ice cream van's parked. It all gets a bit quieter, and it's got a bit busier for the umpire keeping the crews apart, and they still look like they're looking like they're coming together.
They're both in the middle, aren't they? A little bit. They're running the line, aren't they? This is UL now being warned to go back over to the left-hand side of the picture.
Well, the umpire's working hard. It's Rich Clark in the 3-seat of the University of London boat who has the rudder, and he'll be looking to make that correction. It's the bow seat, Jens Klaassen, in the Molesey and Thames boat who has the rudder. The Molesey man will be making the corrections, getting them back online. And down there in the stroke seat, plenty of experience, Rufus Biggs in the stroke seat, wearing the Thames all-in-one. And he's a man who's a good, experienced Henley winner. He's won here 3 times, twice in the Forley, once in the Thames Cup. And he'll need all the experience to keep digging deep. And I think that Molesey and Thames crew are hanging in there.
They are, aren't they? Yeah, a slightly younger crew than the UL crew, but amongst both these boats, a lot of under-23 experience and medals, and Wingfield Sculls champion in there in the UL boat. There's a lot of good experience between both crews, so they're very evenly matched. And as you can see here, there's not much in it.
Well, that marker at the top is showing there's just one length between the boats, and University of London will be keen to try to break away now, try to break the contact. But I think they're coming down towards Upper Thames, and then it's Remnant Club. And of course, Remnant Club, 2 of the affiliate clubs being Molesey and Thames, so they'll be getting a good amount of support through there. But look at those puddles from the UL boat coming down onto the Molesey and Thames boat.
They're really running the line there, aren't they? This is quite close, and actually Molesey Thames have also gone. They've both gone into the middle here, isn't it, really? So it's sort of both at fault.
Well, we see the umpire trying to push the Thames and Molesey boat back onto their station. It's an interesting call whether, I guess they should do that. They're behind, they're the ones who are losing out because they're in that position. So in some ways it's good news for them. The umpires help them and encourage them to be sensible and make that correction.
And it's so hard when you're in a crew that's slightly behind to actually drop your oar into a puddle. So you can see those puddles that are flowing to the left-hand side of the picture. When you drop your oar into one that's already been created, you can really lose grip. You know, it's like in a car spinning on a patch of ice or something. So it's not beneficial to be tucked in there. But obviously, I think maybe they were hoping they might get a bit of contact with the UL oars and upset their rhythm in some way.
Well, I guess you could still win the race by doing that, couldn't they? If they stray out of their water, that Molesey boat could have had a clash. And
they're headed
right
that way
in
again,
the middle of the river. They do look like they're heading that way again. Perhaps they're looking in, they're going for some kind of bump, bring the race to a standstill and see if it might get restarted. Who knows? Because you really wouldn't want your boat to be getting pulled into the puddles like that. It's not helping them.
And UL crew, great shot there. You can see how, and see where those puddles are. You see on the the oars on the in the middle there between the purple and the white. You can see how the white oars are actually just slipping into very close to the purple puddles, basically. So that's not much help for that crew trying to row in that sort of rhythm. It makes it very messy and very sloppy. So to try and get a little bit further over would be helpful. But UL are close to the middle as well, actually. So it's a difficult call here.
But when you think about the way rowing works, you bring the oar out, don't you, and you lock it against the water, and then you move the boat past it, you leverage the boat past it. What's happening in this Molesey and Thames boat is they're putting the blades in the water, but they're locking it into a moving puddle that's already moving, and that means they won't get such a good connection, therefore they won't get such good leverage, and therefore they don't move the boat as far, but actually also, the boat also slews around that way, so it makes the problem even worse.
Yeah, it exacerbates it, doesn't it? Although I think it looks like UL have sort of got a bit more of a decent lead there. Phil Gray there in the purple t-shirt in the boat, in the Argonaut umpires launch their coach there, clicking the rate watch, seeing how they're getting on, and they're doing a great job here. I think the crew have dubbed themselves the good boys, as a bit of a nod to the New Zealand crew racing in this event, who have dubbed themselves the bad boys. So a good win here for University of London.
Well, that is a great performance by University of London, because it was all going on. That'll be one that they'll put down to a lot of experience, a lot of learning they'll take from that to carry on through the regatta, and it's a win in the visitors for University of London over Molesey and Thames.